more than now. That's actually a big problem, and there's numbers to back it up. When Ben first came in the league, 2004 to 2011, the Steelers were not Big Ben reliant. In fact, their passer ranking was 32nd in the league, but they won 70% of their games, 10-4 in the playoffs, with 3 Super Bowl appearances. The last 8 years, they become increasingly dependent on Big Ben. His passer rating's gone up. As a team, they're 4th in the NFL in throwing. But now they win 64% of their games, have won only 3 of their last 7 playoff games with no Super Bowl appearances. Pittsburgh doesn't even now try to run the football. And this runs kind of counterintuitive with what you would think. You know, you'd think in baseball you'd want guys that can hit home runs, but the home run champs historically in baseball don't win the World Series. In the NBA, you'd think, I want to get the best score. Scoring champs, last 50 years, do not win championships in the NBA. Shaq did it once, Michael Jordan a couple times. They don't. You'd think having the scoring champ and the home run champ doesn't work that way. In football, it's the same thing. The more you lean into your quarterback, even if he's great, the less chance to win a Super Bowl. So Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl year, where was he in pass attempts in the NFL? 14th. Russell Wilson's Super Bowl winning year, what was he in attempts? 22nd. Well, what about Patrick Mahomes last year? 18th. Now, he did miss a couple of games. Big Ben is number 1 by a mile in the NFL. It runs counter to what you would think would work. Oh, you got to have a scoring champ in the NBA. Oh, you got to have the home run hitters. You got to have a quarterback you lean on. Josh Allen. Now think about Buffalo, because Buffalo's going to beat Pittsburgh this weekend. So Josh Allen, they got him Cole Beasley. Great slot. They got him Stephon Diggs. They have John Brown. They're not much of a running team, but he's only 9th in attempts, and he looks like, next to Mahomes, one of the 2 best young quarterbacks in the league. He's 9th, and they don't have much of a running game. So let's go to Aaron Rodgers this year. Well, I mean, he and Devontae Adams, they're 13th in passing attempts. The more the Steelers lean into Ben, the worse the Steelers are. And it's not a shot at Ben. Here's an interesting number for you. In Big Ben's career, when they've asked him to throw, now he's throwing 50 times a game now, just 35 times or more, they're a 500 team, 51, 48, and 1. When they've asked him to throw less than 35, he's 104 and 24. It's not a shot at Ben. It's not a shot at Rodgers or Russell or Mahomes. But we think scoring champs, home run champs, and lean into the star quarterback wins. It doesn't. Even Ben needs a serviceable running game. Pittsburgh's just stopped even trying to run a football. I mean, just goes to my say it out loud theory. Yeah, as this team, it's really good. They ask their quarterback to throw over 50 times a game. That's like Canadian football. That's like Big 12 football. And Big 12 champs don't beat SEC champs because they have running games. Good stuff today. Also, I thought you saw something. Not a great night for Cam Newton. Not sure what his future is. Blazing 5 top of next hour. But there's a remarkable thing going on, and I wish I had an answer, with the LA Rams. And many of the top teams cannot solve this dilemma. It is the enigma and the question mark in the league. And the Rams, more than anybody in the NFL, have solved it. And I'll explain that on the other side. The holidays, chilly outside, are fast approaching. Live in Los Angeles, this is The Herd. Wherever you may be, however you may be listening, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, FS1. 1 hour from now, off a winning week, Blazing 5. Love the Blazing 5 this week, going after some of the biggest games this week. And Joy Taylor is joining me on a Friday. Joy, I've got a sweater on. I'm headed to Little ski trip this weekend. So
We're matching.
we are matching. I'm excited. I had my ski season start for me with my kids this weekend.
That is going to be fun.
Oh, my God, I love it.
Get some outdoor, fresh air.
Yeah, God, don't I
Doesn't
need...
it feel good to, like...
Oh, yeah.
It's so weird how much you appreciate fresh air now. When I'm, like, in my car and I'm on the highway, all the windows are down, I'm like, safe air.
Safe air. Good to have you in. So what you saw last night, this is what a New England offense looks like against the top 5 defense. 10 first downs, 200 total yards, 3 for 16 on 3rd and 4th down. And the quarterback, 9 for 16 and a 53 quarterback rating. For the record, they scored 6 points against the good San Francisco defense and 3 against the Rams. This is with the best football coach in the history of the National Football League. That's what they are. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. The GOAT left. Cam looks inept. The difference between quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back talent, New England or Rams, isn't even close. And by the way, what we saw last night and what we've seen this year, it's called Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. The system, the coach, the system. Then Tim Duncan got old. They won less. Tim Duncan retires, and they're completely irrelevant. The Spurs are the 3rd best and most relevant team in Texas. Systems need stars. They don't just need them. They're dependent on them. Phil Jackson's system, Shaq and Kobe and won championships. And Kobe and Gasol, you can win championships. And Kobe by himself with a triangle offense is swept in the first round. Phil Jackson, how'd he do when Michael left for baseball? The system doesn't work as well. It's not that you need stars for a system. You're totally dependent on them. New England, though, fell into something I've seen so many times. Old, successful men. The more they won, the more arrogant they got, the more they talked about how great the system was, the less they listened to anybody outside of their sphere. God, I've seen this in broadcasting. I've seen it in football. I've seen it in every business. And then we have a cultural change that the league is becoming more weapons-based. Tight end, wide receiver, running back, quarterback. Of the teams I think can win the Super Bowl today, Green Bay, Kansas City, Cleveland, Rams, Saints, Seattle, Tampa, Buffalo. They don't all have great defenses. They don't all have Hall of Fame coaches. They've all got weapons. New England's now 6-7. They will not make the playoffs. They have no momentum. They don't have a current quarterback. They don't have a future quarterback. I know Belichick can coach defense. Best ever. I know he can coach special teams. Probably best ever. But offensively, this is why Brady left. You can't win big in this league, even with the world's best coach, a top 10 defense, great special teams, when you have a BB gun for an offense. If you took the top 10 skill players in that game last night, quarterback, receiver, tight end, running back, the Rams have all 10. Damian Harris is the only Patriot that is close. But it's the system. It's the system. It's the system. They're dependent on stars. And Sean McVay, by the way, he's got a system too, with a bunch of good players. Belichick's a great coach, the best ever. But I've seen it. So was Popovich. But I've seen it over and over. Mid-70-year-old legend. The more they win, the more you read about the system, the more they think they know, the less they let anybody in, and the system has value. But the Spurs don't have a star, and the Patriots don't have a quarterback, and no great coach or system can win with it. You've seen it twice this year when they faced a top defense. 6 points against the Niners, 3 against the Rams, 10 first